Nights with Odi Fitzgerald on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas. Now here's Odi.
Well, hello there, and you are very welcome to this St. Patrick's Eve. It is Sunday nights with me, Odi Fitzgerald. On tonight's show, yes, I am going to be talking all about Ireland and, of course, St. Patrick. We're going to be chatting about the increasing number of tornadoes that we have experienced here in America and in around South Carolina, Georgia, and a few of the other states. We'll be talking about them in detail. And I'm going to take a look at the American adoption system. So let me know if you have any thoughts on that. If you want to get your thoughts into me, you can get me on the Common Sense Retirement Planning text line, which is 800-905-0989. Or if you want to have a chat with me, you can get me on the PhD Weight Loss Talk line, which is 800-905-0989. Also, don't forget I am streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and X. You can get me on the News Talk WORD 989 on all of those pages, or on my own Facebook page, which is Odi Fitzgerald. Now, we're going to go to Ireland first. Can't imagine why. Not because of the day that's in it. Oh, I meant to say as well, before we get into the main part of the show, because of the day that's in it, if there's any questions, absolutely any questions that you want to know about Ireland or anything to do with Ireland, let me know. Get me on the texts, on the stream, call me, give me a call when I'm going into breaks if you have a chance. As I say, I'm on my own here in the studio, so answering the phone during the show, yeah, can't really do it, but I can do it on the ad breaks. But yes, talking about Ireland, this is breaking news. This is a serious topic now, folks. Okay, this is what I'm bringing to you. This is a very serious topic. The Irish government said that they are going to impose a 295% tariff on everything from America until America takes Rosie O'Donnell back. Oh yeah, Irish eyes were rolling at Rosie O'Donnell's when she moved to Ireland, and some Americans have said, well, don't send her back to us. Rosie O'Donnell announced that she's officially moving out of the country here in America, and that she was sick of the MAGA movement and President Donald Trump and, of course, Elon Musk. So Rosie O'Donnell doesn't want to live in a country that supports MAGA and MAHA. I think that's, I don't even know what the MAHA is. I don't, Anyway, people of Ireland, I'm sorry. I am. You have to deal with Rosie now. She's going to be walking around and she's going to be just moaning about everything. And, oh, yeah. But look, you can keep her. She's your problem now. We don't want her back. Now, here's a name that's going to be coming up in the news an awful lot in the next couple of weeks. Judge James, is it Boasberg or Basberg? The Trump administration on Sunday said that hundreds of individuals were deported from the country after President Donald Trump, evoked a sweeping wartime authority to speed up deportations of migrants allegedly affiliated with the Venezuelan gang Terra de Aguera, I think it's called. Terra de Aguera. I think that's what it is. The announcement comes after the federal judge blocked the Trump's administration to use the Alien Enemies Act, to which it has only been used 3 times before, on Saturday evening, and verbally ordered any planes carrying anybody back to Venezuela that were part of these gangs were ordered to come back, to turn back to the US. The judge said that the temporary restraining order will remain in effect for 14 days or until further notice in the order of the court. One person familiar with these matters said that the planes are already in the air at the time of the judge's ruling. Particular information. See, here's the thing. There's a reason that these guys they're being taken out of the country. Okay? They're members of a gang. So that means they're not nice people. All right? It's a Venezuelan gang, Terran de, I want to say Arguela or Arguda. I'm not sure. Listen, I don't speak Spanish. Okay? But Yeah. Now, the judge says that he's no longer able to wait. And he said that any plane containing these folks that is either in the air or going to take off needs to return to the United States. Now, White House press secretary Caroline Leavitt said that that is the president's direction in the Department of Homeland Security that nearly 300 arrested members of this gang over the weekend have been sent home, and they're going to be home for violent crimes. They are convicted of violent crimes, and yet some judge, this guy, what's his name, Judge James, is it Boasberg? Judge James Boasberg. Listen to me here for 1 second, Judge James Boasberg. Are you? Is there something wrong with your Is there something not really clicking? I mean, 300 members of a gang have been arrested and sent out of the country. There is a reason they're getting sent out of the country, because they're bad people, and we don't need them here in America. Now, I'm not saying that everybody is, everybody in America is a good person. I mean, there's some bad people here, but they go to jail. We put them in the jails. But if somebody comes from a different country and already has a background of violence, well, first of all, they shouldn't have been allowed into America. They shouldn't have. And second of all, this judge, a high court or a U.S. district judge, James Boasberg, has said, "Oh no, we need to bring these people back." First of all, I think he needs to be disbarred. Can I say that? Am I allowed to say that? I'm going to say it, because is that not going against the president's wishes or the president's direct order? That's like if you work, just for argument's sake, just for absolute argument's sake. My boss man here, he comes into me and he says, Odi, I don't want you to talk about Rosie O'Donnell. He didn't say this. I'm just using this as a for instance. Don't want you to talk about Rosie O'Donnell. Don't talk about it. And then I come on the air and I start talking about it. Or, no, a perfectly realistic thing. If he comes to me and he says, Odi, the FCC is involved in all the radio stuff. Do not say any bad language on the air. And then I come on the air and I go full Irish and I say all the bad words that I can think of. And I'm like, well, I'm not listening to what he says. That's exactly what this judge is after doing. This judge is after saying that, no, I'm not listening to a directive from the boss man. I'm just going to go ahead and order these planes to come back. And I mean, come on, you can't do that. You can't go against your boss's wishes. If you go against your boss's wishes, you're going to be fired. And that's what's going to happen. It might happen. I don't know. On the common sense text line, people are saying that they're not blaming Ireland for wanting to get rid of Rosie O'Donnell. Yeah, it is funny. What is this one here? Yes, so Texter said to me, Odie, the judge's authority ends at the US border. Yes, it does. So once that plane goes across the US border, then good luck. Adios. Have fun. Now, I do have to say this. There is a small little issue with the signal in a couple of areas around here. The signal is there. We are broadcasting on 98.9. If you're having problems getting us on 98.9, I hope you can hear this at the minute, but if you're having any problems getting us on 98.9, you can go onto the Odyssey app, go into your phone, look at the Odyssey app, AUDACY, and pop it up, and you can hear all of the shows, not just my show, but absolutely every show throughout the week. You can bring us anywhere you want within the United States, and you can have us in your pocket. And again, is the Odyssey app. So if there's a little bit of problems, we are working on it. I have been talking to the engineers, and they're going to get it sorted out. They're going to get it straightened out, and everything's going to be good. So just bear with us. And if you can't hear the dulcet tones of the leprechaun, well, we're trying our best to fix it. And anybody that can hear me, well, remember, this is the night that you can get in contact with me for anything Irish, any questions you want to ask, anything at all. I will be talking about it. But coming up in the next, after the ad breaks, I'm going to be talking about the SpaceX project that's going to rescue 2 astronauts. You're listening to News Talk 98.9 WORD. It is the voice of the Carolinas. Hello, everybody on the stream. How are we doing tonight? Weather warnings are coming in, so I'm going to keep you as up to date with them as possible. I have nothing on the list at the minute. But yeah, we have weather warnings coming in. It was a good day today. It was nice outside. It was warm. I won't say I had a lazy day, but I had a day where I spent a lot of time just working on the house and doing a few bits and pieces around the house and getting that all back in ship shape, which has to be done sometimes. Hope everybody is having an absolutely fantastic Sunday. And if you're not, why not? Remember, you can get... Oh, let's get rid of that. So if you're new to the show, we broadcast live in America here in South Carolina on News Talk 98.9. It is 98.9 FM. But when the ads are playing, when the radio ads are playing, I keep the show going on the stream. So in effect, you're kind of, if you're watching on the stream, you're kind of getting two shows. That's kind of what happens. So sit back and have a bit of fun, and you can pop it up on the screen on your TV. Some people do that. They put it on the main screen. So yeah. Don't be afraid to drop comments in here. You can, if anything you want to talk about, you can drop a comment, and we will talk about it. It'll be a fun show tonight, now. Back on the water again. I like water. Water's good. Okay, let's do radio. And you're very welcome back to Sunday Nights with me, Odi Fitzgerald. Happy St. Patrick's Day Eve. That's right. That's right. It is, of course, St. Patrick's Day tomorrow, 17th of March. And I will be talking a lot about all things Irish later on. Kind of have a vested interest in it. Can't imagine why that would be. Now, as you know, there has been two astronauts have been stuck in space for the last couple of months. Um, there was issues with them getting back, and there has been a little bit of controversy as to why they have been in space for so long. But a new SpaceX crew successfully delivered a replacement astronauts to the International Space Station today. It happened about 4 or 5 hours ago. The SpaceX, I think it's Dragon 10, lifted off yesterday, and it docked safely with the ISS, the International Space Station. And it's going to be a rescue mission as well as a restocking mission, I think, if you want to call it. The rescuing mission of the two NASA astronauts who were stuck due to technical issues with the Boeing Starliner capsule. Remember, Boeing sent up the Starliner, and there was a little bit of issue happening there. Well, the new astronauts are from the United States, from Japan, and Russia, and are undergoing orientation of the station. Two stranded astronauts. I know their names, and I have it here somewhere, but for some reason, it is gone from my brain. Wilmore and Wilmore and Williams. That's the two astronauts that have been up there for quite a while. Remember the the Starliner died. Yeah. Just over a day after blasting off, the SpaceX arrived at the International Space Station. There's 4 newcomers, and they're going to be learning the ways from Butch Wilmore and from Sonny Williams. The two will then strap into their own SpaceX capsule later this week, and after they teach the new crew everything they need to know. Now, if you were watching, if you happen to have a little look on X or on a few of the different platforms, you will see that there was a little bit of fun had in the space station when the new people were arriving. One of the astronauts that are currently there, one of the cosmonauts, decided to put on an alien mask and to welcome them as aliens. So there was a little bit of fun. And I know that Butch Wilmore and Sonny Williams, they went up in June. They were supposed to stay up there for, I think, 2 or 3 weeks or maybe a month, and they couldn't get home. So they are finally going to be getting home. But what I will say is I find it very strange. In the day and age that we're living, why is there not a second, like, why is there not a lifeboat up on the ISS? Why is there not always an extra spaceship up there? Because anybody, you've been watching the news, okay? You've been paying attention to everything that has been happening with SpaceX and with the Boeing Starliner. It's not easy to get somebody into space. It's not an easy thing at all. It's quite hard. And some people will say that they're not even going to space at all, but no. I just got news as well. We're back up. Everybody, people listening here in Asheville. Odi, we can hear you in North Carolina. Odi, we got you in Georgia. Odi, we got you. Oh, Florida. I'm not sure. Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, if you listen to me in Florida, g'day, Bruce. The SpaceX project have an unmanned. They have the ability to get the spaceships into space without people in them. So Elon, let me know, Elon. You know, Elon Musk, good guy, good friend of El Presidente. But Elon, why is there not a spare spaceship up there? I mean, there has to be a way for them to be able to get back. Like, if something goes wrong, if something happens, if something just doesn't go right up in the space station, is there a way? Is there always a ship up there, a lifeboat up there that can always bring them back? And I mean, as I say, it's the International Space Station. There is astronauts and cosmonauts and astronauts from Japan. Sometimes there's European astronauts are up there, Italians, French. There's been German astronauts. Hasn't been an Irish astronaut yet. Hasn't happened, but I believe that it's getting very close to it. There's a lady, Dr. Nora Pattison. She's Irish, and she's making her first. Not only is she the first, she's going to be the first Irish person in space, but she's also the first Irish lady in space. So Dr. Nora Pattison, she's going into space later this year for the first time. It'll be the first Irish person in space, unless I can get up there before her. Hey, Elon. Actually, Elon, if you're listening, Mr. Musk, if you want to send somebody off the radio into space. I could do the show from the International Space Station. I mean, it would cost a lot of money. It really would, but meh, it'll be fun. But as I say, yeah, the Boeing Starliner capsule encountered many problems in the U. And that NASA insisted it come back empty, so it left. Like, could you imagine? Not to scare you now or anything, but can you imagine if you're up in the ISS, you're in the International Space Station, okay, and you are thousands of miles from Earth. I mean, it's relatively speaking, it's not that far away. It's up in the upper atmosphere, or it's in space. It's in a low orbit, and it's going around the Earth. I think it goes around the Earth. Is it 27 or 52 times every single day? And there's been lots of people up there. Lots of people have been on the ISS. International Space Station took over from the Mir space station, which crashed into Earth deliberately. They crashed it into the ocean, I believe it was. And you know, there's always been a lot of astronauts and cosmonauts up there. But if you're up there, if you're up on the space station, and mission control come back to you and they say, "We're really sorry about this, but we have a little bit of a problem with the Starliner, and not going to be able to send you home. You're going to have to stay up there. You're going to have to be up there." Oh, I've had someone. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I got someone who texted in 511 escape pod. Escape pod, Odie. Why doesn't the fake space station have a fake escape pod? Answer: because it's all fake. And here on Earth, in Hollywood studios. Well, I'm gonna have to say I disagree with you, Texter. I mean, listen, here on Sunday Nights with Odie, I will take absolutely everybody's you know, opinion. No problem at all. I will take everybody's opinion because everybody's opinion is valid. And texter who text in from 511 and they say to me that it's escape pods on a fake station. A fake station, Odie? You can't have a fake you can't have escape pods from a fake station. But and you say it's done in Hollywood? But we've seen it. I've actually seen the International Space Station. I had a telescope in Ireland. Myself and a couple of buddies bought a telescope because they're expensive. And the space station goes by, and we actually saw it. We saw all the little arms sticking out of it, and the not human arms, obviously enough. The solar panels? That's the ones. We saw it. We saw it going around. Maybe Texture, you could be right. You could be right, but I don't think you're. Listen. That's just my opinion. That's my opinion against your opinion. But no, I think that there is people in space. I suppose Dexter, is the Earth round or is the Earth banana shaped? I mean, like, is it all fake? Was the moon landing fake? Let me know your thoughts. Common Sense Retirement Planning text line 800-905-0989. You can call me. Going into the news in a couple of minutes, so you can definitely call me on 800-905-0989. Let me know. Do you think that we have left the Earth's atmosphere even slightly? Have we met it off the planet? I think we have. You're listening to News Talk 98.9 WRD, the voice of the aliens. Mama Bev, how are you? Just looking at the TV here. I need a chainsaw. It's one of those things. What are you crocheting tonight? Crocheting. Crocheting is with one needle, right? Get an electric chainsaw. I was looking at it. I was thinking about it, and I was chatting to people, and they were like, "Get an electric one because if you have an electric one, you're not letting it sit all the time with gas in it and all that kind of stuff, and the gas doesn't mess up. Because I wouldn't need to use it all that often. Coffee cup koozies. Is that like a tea cozy or a Tesla one? Do you reckon? I reckon if I ring Elon, Will Elon make me one? Yep, one needle, two needles for knitting. Knitting. Um, See, we broadcast live on X. So Elon, if you're Elon Musk. Hold on, if I say his name 3 times, will he arrive? Elon Musk, Elon Musk, Elon Musk. No. Elon, do you make tea coat? No, not tea. My brain is fried. Elon, do you make? Hell with it. Elon, do you make tea cozies? No, Elon Musk. Do you make? What are we talking about? Chainsaws, electric chainsaws. Swear to God, I either got too much sun or not enough sun today. I'm a little bit. My brain is kind of. Get your Irish questions into me. Lots of people on the stream at the minute. Lots and lots of people on the stream in a minute. So get your Irish questions into me. I will answer them as best I can. And if I can't, I believe there's somebody else on the stream who will be able to, because they're as Irish as I am, even though they're Canadian and American. Oh, look at an ad for Cracker Barrel. They got steaks. Them steaks look good. I could eat a Cracker Barrel steak. But I've got pizza for tonight. I went and I got pizza before work. What does a non-drinking Irish guy? I will ask. I will talk about that. Um, I will talk about it on the air, Danielson, in about 1 minute time. What idea was that? Okay. Wouldn't it be nice to get on with me, neighbors? Okay. Shall we do radio in about 24 seconds? Odi, NASA screwed things up, and now Elon Musk has to clean up their mess. Yeah. Welcome back. We're talking a little bit about space exploration and the fact that there's 2 astronauts up in space. They're going to be coming back down later this week, and it'll be a welcome reunion. Thanks. Welcome back to Earth. A lot of people saying that it's a fake thing. The space station does not exist. And one texter sent in a message: Odie, the moon landing was real. I think the film was fake. See, I'm not sure what you mean about that. Why would the government risk filming something top secret? The moon landing was real, but I think the film was fake. Not sure about that. No, really not sure about that. On the stream, I've had a lot of people getting in touch with me already this evening, and we've got one person, Mama Bev, who's having a good week, sitting there crocheting some coffee cup koozies. I think I know what a coffee cup koozie is. I think I do. We were chatting about it off air. Remember, the show keeps going on the stream. So if you want the extra show, then you can watch in on the stream, because I keep the show going, and we talk about a few other things. Danny's been on the stream, and Danny has said to me, remember, I've asked a question. If you want to know anything about Ireland or this Irish guy or anything at all about the Irish population, you can get me on the Common Sense Retirement Planning text line 800-905-0989. Danny on the stream says, what does a non-drinking Irish guy do to celebrate St. Patrick's Day? Now, you may or may not know, I don't drink. I don't consume any alcohol at all. Not for religious reasons, not for any reasons like that. I just don't. I don't drink. I gave it up about 7 or 8 years ago, simply because I was getting hangovers and I couldn't deal with them. Could not deal with them. It was hardship. So, what I will do tomorrow is I will get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and I will go to work. That's what I will do for St. Patrick's Day, and I will go to the gym after work. And don't worry, I will talk about that later on in the show. Now, a little bit of bad news. As you know, we have had a lot of tornadoes have been touching down and have been coming across the South and the Midwest this weekend. There is tornado watches in effect at the moment. We're okay here in South Carolina at the very minute. North Carolina is okay at the very minute. Some parts of Georgia do have tornado warnings in effect as the show is live. I'm getting in information. I'm just looking at the weather radar here at the minute, and it doesn't look fantastic. Unfortunately, at least 36 people have lost their lives across Missouri, Arkansas, Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Alabama, and Mississippi as the powerful storm system sweeps through the Midwest, West, and the South. Cities in the risk zone are Pittsburgh and Erie in Pennsylvania, Jacksonville in Florida, and in Cleveland, there's a few places are a little bit there. Just look here. Now, they're saying that Charlotte and Raleigh in North Carolina, there's a possibility that there could possibly be some tornadoes hanging around that area. Strongest storms will target parts of western Pennsylvania. According to primary reports, at least 557 storms have been reported on Friday, and 135 were reported yesterday, with at least 32 storms having been reported today. 34 of yesterday's storms were tornadoes, so that means that 34 tornadoes did actually hit the ground. The storms have left hundreds and thousands of customers without power, injured dozens of people in Arkansas, and caused the deaths linked with wildfires in Oklahoma. So, yeah, and it is, unfortunately, it is a vicious cycle. The storms, I mean, you've got thunder and lightning, and they can create wildfire. It can happen. Nearly 9 million people are under tornado watches in Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, and other states. As I talk with nearly 82 million people are covered by wind advisories, particularly in the middle of the country. Now, what to do if there is a storm warning, if there was a tornado warning is issued? Seek immediate shelter. Find a sturdy building, preferably a basement or a storm cellar if you have one. I know we don't have too many basements around here. We do have, some people have big crawl spaces. Some people do have big basements. So get down into your basements. Find an interior room, the lowest floor. Get down as low as you can. Stay away from windows. Stay away from outside walls. Just keep your head covered as best you can. Get everybody in. If it's a small room, get in there. Get into your windowless room. For me, it's the smallest room. Sorry, the only inside room is one of our bathrooms. And I think it was designed that way as well. There's extra doors in there, and it's designed that if it needs to be, it's a nice little shelter. I think it's kind of a little cocoon. It's kind of I don't want to call it a safe room, but it kind of is. And as you remember, a couple of weeks back, we had tornado warning came through about 3 o'clock in the morning. It was no fun. Um, it was no fun at all. So I had to get into the safe room. Everybody in the safe room, well, not the safe room, but the interior room, dogs, everything, the lot, and we hung out there for a small while. What else should you do if there is a tornado warning? Obviously, go to your safe room, protect yourself, crouch low, keep your head down, protect the back of your head with your arms. Now, this is if you hear the noise. I've been told, luckily enough, I've never experienced a tornado. I don't really want to. There was a tornado a couple of years back. There was a tornado done serious damage up in Seneca. It went through Borg Warner, and I believe people lost their lives with that one. But I was told that it sounds like a train. It sounds like the loudest noise that you will ever hear, and it just barrels down on you really quick. So if you find yourself, if your house is in the middle of a tornado, then protect yourself. Crouch low, keep your head down, protect the back of your neck with your arms. Put your neck, arms up over your neck, you'll be fine. Hopefully, you'll be fine. Um, if it is a thing, we don't. Luckily enough, we don't suffer too badly from tornadoes here in South Carolina. But I mean, you could get a designated storm shelter. Um, you can buy a storm shelter. They can be buried in the ground. They are possible to get. But the weather service has issued warnings, and they've kind of got out of the way to let people know what to do. Get into bathrooms if you or closets. They can be a good option in a pinch. Don't get into a vehicle. Do not ever grab a vehicle. Grab your pets. Definitely grab your pets. If you don't have somewhere to go, get under a sturdy bench or a heavy table or a workbench. Just try your best to keep yourself as protected as possible. Stuff from debris from falling on you. Don't go outside. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Um, when I came over here first, I was walking out my dogs. I had Duke. Duke was still with me at the time. I had Duke and Finn, and we went for a walk. And you know the way your phone and your smartwatch goes a little bit crazy when there's a tornado warning in effect. My phone went a little bit crazy. I didn't know what was doing, what was happening. And a very good friend of mine said to me, he rang me up and he says, "Where are you?" I said, "I'm outside." I said, "Where are you?" "Where exactly are you?" And I said, "I'm out walking the dog. I'm down by the lake." And he said, get home as fast as you can. Run, get home quickly." And it just so happened that there was a neighbor of mine was going back from the lake as well. He had his golf cart, and we all loaded into the golf cart and head back to the house. But yes, there was a tornado warning. So coming from Ireland, very scary thing, very, very scary thing when you have a tornado warning comes in on your phone. On the text line, lots of people asking, "Are you back on air?" We are. We are back 100% back on air. And lots of people. But I have a lot of people from states that I didn't realize, this. And I've got one from Virginia. Odie, we can hear you live in Virginia. Well, thank you very much for tuning in. Yeah, we do have 100,000 kilowatts producing power, the power of my voice, going across many states. And I do want to say one thing. Got a little bit of good news. This is a little bit of good news. I'm not going to go into major detail, but the ratings came out, and the station as a whole, 98.9 WORD, is number one in the ratings for over 12 years of age. Anybody over 12 years of age and up, we are number one. And I asked the question. I was like, what would be the ratings for the Odie show here on Sunday nights? And I'm not going to give you the exact numbers, but I'm very happy. I'm very happy. So thank you all very, very much. Um, and I think I'm not doing too bad for a little guy coming over from Ireland. Don't forget, I will be talking all about Ireland in a few minutes. But when I come back, I'm going to be talking about adopting a child here in America and, in particular, South Carolina. Don't go anywhere. News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas. In the shadow of a mystery. Thank you, John. Appreciate it, buddy. Sorry, I was just replying to a couple of text messages. So we get a lot of text messages. I don't mention everything on air. So sometimes I will just reply to them. Sometimes. Danny, I just got your text. Yeah, they probably did. Sweet dreams are made of cheese. Um, Thanks, John. Oh, radio. Yeah, just answering a couple of messages here, text messages. We are live. Me, Odi, this guy, the leprechaun, 6 foot tall leprechaun is live. Alive and dangerous, 100%. Everybody's coming back in loud and clear in Williamston. I like to hear that. I like to hear from everybody. Remember, this is your show. You are the reason that I do this show. I come in here on a Sunday night and I look forward to talking to you. You make this possible. So thank you for tuning in. That's all I got to say on the matter. Now, as you know, I've talked about it before and I've talked about it at extent. As a little baby back in Ireland, I was adopted. And in Ireland, up until 2 years ago or a year ago, a year for it all to get effect, all of your information was kept secret. You were not allowed to know about anything about your adopted family. You were not allowed to know about your parents, brothers, sisters, anything, any biological people that you may have had. It was all the Irish government. I'm just going to say it, put it out there because I can, because it's true. They suck sometimes at things like that. And they completely sucked at that. It was the Catholic Church and the Irish government sucked big time when it comes to the adoption because it was the Catholic Church who were doing the adoptions and they are terrible in Ireland. But in Ireland, okay, I know before you start hating on me, I know there is some very good Catholics out there. There are some very good people in the Catholic Church, but in Ireland, they have a lot to answer for. A lot. And I'm not going to fight about the matter because I was part of the system and I was part of the schooling system. They have a lot to answer for. But there is an awful lot of young boys and girls, little kids under the age of 18, who are looking to be adopted here in the United States. There is, to date, in the system, okay, this is kids that are in the system now. There is 108,877 United States kids in foster care systems waiting for adoption. Okay, 108,000, almost 109,000 children who are waiting to be adopted. But here's the kicker. To adopt, now remember, these are kids who they want nothing more than to go to a loving, caring, happy family. Lots of different circumstances of how they may have been given up to the state. There's a lot of different conditions. And you know what? I'm not going to go deep into them because I know it's a touchy subject. Me speaking as an adopted person, I'm able to talk about it, and I can talk about it with anybody that wants to listen or wants to have a chat about it. No problem at all. But there's a lot of little children, as I said, almost 109,000 children who are in the system in America right now, as I'm speaking to you, who are looking for families. They're looking for a family to call their own. They're looking for a loving mother, father, and new siblings that they can just live out their lives. But here's the thing. How much do you think it costs? I'm going to get to the cost in a minute. Common Sense Retirement Planning text line 800-905-0989. How much do you think it costs to adopt a child here in South Carolina? Now, remember, the adoption agencies are spread extremely thin. Okay? The government does fund them as part of the state. There is also adoption agencies who are not really with the government, but they're again, I'm not going to name any of them. I have a list of them in front of me. I'm not going to name them, but here in South Carolina, there is adoption agencies. There is an agency you can get in contact with, and you can tell them, look, I'm this, we're this family, and I mean, there could be families out there who can't have kids, who are going to be loving parents, just trying to adopt a kid. Okay, or two kids, or some people will adopt whole families because there is whole families in the system. But here's the thing. I'm not telling anybody what to do. Never would. Never ever could. But just remember that there's more than just tiny little babies. And yes, I know tiny babies need so much care and attention. Tiny, tiny babies. I mean, my little boy Lachlan is nearly 5 now. And when he was a tiny, tiny baby, I mean, yeah, they're tiny. They just cannot fend for themselves, not even slightly. Even young kids, they can't fend for themselves. But the cost to adopt a child here in South Carolina, it can be anywhere from $3,000 to $40,000. And there is people out there who will pay that. There is loving families, couples, husbands and wives, and there is same-sex couples as well. I haven't delved deep enough into it to see what the laws are regarding same-sex couples adopting. But the price needs to come down. There is couples out there who are spending thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on IVF treatments that work sometimes and may not work sometimes as well. And to have a child, they will give whatever money they have. But there's a lot of people out there as well who are loving families, and they would be able to take care of a child. They would be able to welcome a child into their house, but they may not have $40,000 to do that. And yes, I know what you're saying, Odi, it's expensive to raise a kid. Yes, it is. But as a lump sum straight out, and something else I want to talk about as well. So, I mean, if there's somebody within the government that wants to come on and have a chat with me about this, or within the adoption center, please get in contact with me. If you want to get my email address here in the show is odron.fitzgerald@odyssey.com. So if you want to get in contact with me there, please drop me an email. But I just want to know why it costs so much to adopt a child. I really need to know. Now, there is funds available. And if you are wanting to adopt, like, there's a lot of special needs children out there, and there's a lot of special needs kids who may be eligible for financial assistance, because special needs kids need a little bit extra. Okay, they go to doctors more often. They might need. There's a lot of different factors involved. Okay, so but that's something. But something else I want to ask a question about is when people have a kid. Okay, why is it so expensive to give birth to a child. Now, I'm not going to, I was looking up some numbers, and the average cost with health insurance. So I'm looking at the insurance companies again on this one, but the average cost with health insurance to have a child in a hospital is $10,000. I want to know your thoughts. Okay. I know there is a lot of benefits to having, your child in a hospital. If anything goes wrong, you're there and then. But I mean, there's a lot of people who are born outside of hospitals and they're fine. But I want to know your thoughts. If you go into a hospital and you are bringing a new life into the world, you're bringing a kid into the world, you're bringing a child into the world, should it be so expensive? Because basically the government are saying, well, and if I had a chance to talk to the Donald, I'd ask him this: should it be so expensive? You're bringing a child into the world; they need to be cared for straight out of the bat. But there's a lot of countries out there who childbirth and anything related with childbirth is free. The government look after that. The government aid the family. Is it a thing now where the government needs to step in, Elon and Uncle Donny? Come on, Uncle Donny. I know you have the power to do this. And even McMaster's, governor, South Carolina. Do you want to make it a little bit easier for these poor kids? Like there's so many kids. There's so many kids in the adoption kind of whatever you want to call it, who just want a loving family. Make it happen. Get to it. McMaster's, do it. Elon, all the big wigs, make it so it's a lot easier to adopt the kid. Make these little Americans, because that's what they are, little Americans, let them live a happy and safe little life. Because that's what they want and that's what they need. You're listening to News Talk 98.9 WRD. It is the voice of the Carolinas. Sorry, I was rocking out there for a minute, guys. Yeah, John, it bugs me. It bugs me a wee bit. Oh, he needs to stretch. Ugh. Give a little stretch. Dun, 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 dun.
programming alerts and notifications. Fox News Audio is on the Fox News app. The Voices America trusts. Download it now from the Fox News Podcasts Network.
I'm Ben Domenech, Fox News contributor and editor of the Transom.com daily newsletter, and I'm inviting you to join a conversation every week with the smartest thinkers out there about the issues Americans face and where we're going as a nation. This show will feature deep dive interviews with newsmakers and some of your favorite Fox News analysts. I hope you'll join me as we dive into the front. It's the Ben Domenech Podcast.
Subscribe and listen now by going to foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you download podcasts.
At least 59 people are dead, 150 injured after a fire ripped through an overcrowded nightclub in North Macedonia over the weekend. Fox's Stephanie Bennett with the details. It's described as the worst.
You look so perfect standing there. Yeah, John, that's the thing, man. Listen, I don't mind. I don't mind paying high insurance. I pay my insurance what's it called? My health insurance. I pay my health insurance. I do. It's a necessary evil. We have to do it. Unfortunately, we have to do it. And I don't mind paying that. I don't mind paying road taxes. I don't mind paying taxes on this, that, and the other. We pay way too much tax, but I don't mind paying it. But here's the thing: when it comes to that, when it comes to little kids, there's little kids in orphanages, which they are, and in foster homes. May not be the best foster homes, but there's little kids as wards of the state who just want to be loved, who just want the opportunity to be in a normal family or a happy family. I won't say normal because what family is normal? No family is normal. My family is not normal. We're insane, every one of us. They just want to be in a happy family. That's all they want to do. So maybe it's something I need to push a little bit harder. Maybe it's something I need to explore the options. It's something I need to push. I don't know. Again, Elon Musk, you've got the big guy's ear. Have a chat with him. Elon Musk is going to save the day. Because we're on X. We're on it. X. Forecast. I'm going to put the forecast out.
Now, the Carolinas' most trusted forecast from the News Talk 98.9 WORD Weather Center. Lows around 42. Tonight, under mainly clear skies, westerly winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Mainly sunny skies again. Tomorrow, highs level off around 62. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki from the News Talk 98.9 WORD Weather Center. Right now, it's 64 degrees.
If you want jazz music, go to New Orleans. Bagels, New York. And for psychics, think California Psychics. You want the best, you go to the best. At California Psychics, home of free spirits and open minds, we know better than anyone what makes a good psychic. That's why we guarantee, if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. Visit CaliforniaPsychics.com and experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
And now, welcome to Sunday Nights with Odi Fitzgerald. Live conversation and lively debate about what's trending in the Carolinas. This is Sunday Nights with Odi Fitzgerald on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas. Now here's Odi.
And you're very welcome back to the second hour of Sunday Nights with me, Odi Fitzgerald, bringing you all the breaking news as it happens, rounding up the week, getting your week started, whatever way you want to put it. I like to think that Sunday is the first day of the week, so therefore I am kicking off. I'm gonna say it anyway. Yeah. Oh no, this is Odie's week. Oh yeah, Irish week. But yes, I kick off every show every week here on Sunday nights, because as we all know, Sunday nights is when the week really starts. Donald said it, so it must be true. Has to be true. Oh, speaking of Donald, let me just go over here for a second, and we'll just pop this button there, that one there, press this one here, and let's hear some words from our sponsor.
Oh, I think the Irish love Trump.
Oh,
we won the Irish with a tremendous amount of vote. I want to thank you very much. We won in the 80s with Irish. I got the Irish vote.
Yeah.
I think I have it locked up pretty good unless I did something very stupid. We have tremendous business relationships with Ireland, and that will only get stronger. The relationship we have personally and every other way is very, very strong and very, very good. Irish Americans fought heroically in our war for independence, served with honor in the crucible of the Civil War, and won fame and valor among Theodore Roosevelt's famous Rough Riders. They were Rough Riders. Over the generations, Americans of Irish ancestry have helped build our railroads and raise our cities and man our factories, enrich our culture with art and music and literature. We see that all over. The bond between our nations is the old America itself, and it is as old as our country. So many Irish volunteers risked their lives in the American Revolution, and George Washington described Ireland as, quote, the friend of my country in my country's most friendless day. As we celebrate Irish American Heritage Month, we're grateful to be joined by hundreds of these proud patriots right here today. And I know them from personal experience that many of the people that we have here, they're just fierce. They have fierce Irish flame. We call it, you never give up. You never, ever give up.
No, we don't. Not even slightly. There's a reason that we're called the Fighting Irish, not just Notre Dame, not just Notre Dame. We are the Fighting Irish. You know why? Because we just don't give up. You know, people said to me when I came to America, Irish people, strangely enough, they said, why are you going to America? What are you doing? What are you going to America for? I said, I'm going to rock America. What I'm going to do, I'm going to make America sit up and pay attention to the Odi. I think I'm doing it. Got a lovely text message in a couple of minutes. Go to the Common Sense Retirement Planning text line, 800-905-0989. It says, Odi, we look forward to listening to the show Sunday nights with Odi every single week. Thank you very much. And Odi, they sent you in to open the week in case it's booby trapped. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what the boss man said. He said, we'll send the Irish guy in. He knows how to deal with it. He knows how to get the week off to a crazy start. That's what I do. That's what I try to do. Don't forget, if you want to get me on the phone line as well, give me a call when we're going into an ad break because, well, Odie's here on his own. You can get me on the PhD weight loss talk line, which is 800-905-0989. If you want to have a call, I will answer the phones, but I only do it during the ad breaks. Can't do it. FCC won't let me do it. Can't bring someone live. It's one of the regulations. Listen, Donald tells it like it is. I'm going to tell it like it is as well. I cannot bring someone live on air without, first of all, just kind of going to them. Oh, hello, who's this? Yeah, okay, yeah, you come on. Got to stream the calls. Or not stream the calls. Got to screen the calls. You can get me on the stream as well. I am on Facebook, YouTube, and X. And apparently, I'm coming in really well in Stallings in North Carolina, just east of CLC, which is Charlotte Airport. Nick, just be careful, buddy. I know there's tornado warnings for Charlotte, so we were talking about them on the show earlier on. So just heads up, stay safe. Whatever you do, stay safe. Keep everybody safe and keep your family healthy and happy. And a happy St. Patrick's Day to you as well, sir. I believe Nick. Yeah, Nick. And now, something else I want to have a chat about. Just let me get back down here because I have a couple of little notes about it. I need to get to it. Yeah, and I was letting the full Irish accent there out now. So that's the full Irish. That's the accent from where I come from. That's a place called Mullingar. That's where I lived a long time. And that's the way they talk there. It's very flat and there's no lyricalness. But I was born in Cork. So, yeah, Cork is a completely different story altogether. It's a different accent. But yeah, remember, as I said, because it is St. Patrick's Eve, I'm going to be answering any questions you have about Ireland, about the Irish, about St. Patrick, all of that fun stuff. So get in contact with me. But before we go any further, Caroline Levitt, we all love her. She is the White House press secretary. She's just, you know what? She's a breath of fresh air because she answers the questions and she doesn't take any crap from anybody. Does not take any BS from anybody. Well, there was a Associated Press reporter, Josh Boak. I think it is. I'm going to call him Boak. It's Boak, for failing to see President Trump's long-term. Excuse me. had a mustache hair in my mouth. That's what happened. It was President Trump's long-term economical strategy on a Sunday morning interview, days after he was spared with his thoughts over the tariffs in a press briefing. He clearly fails to see President Trump's long-term economical strategy, which is to bring much revenue and as much wealth to our country through tariffs. Now, here's the thing, and this is what Caroline said, that we can give larger tax cuts to American people, put money back into our pockets, into the American people's pockets, and that is, yes, that is what we're looking for. Any Democrats tuned in? You need me to slow down? Oh no, I'm joking. I'm messing. So, okay, I'm going to talk about that. She got a text message in, and I'm going to talk about that in 1 second. But Rome was not built in a day. Tariffs have been being paid for hundreds of years. There has been tariffs in place for a long time. These are not new. There has always been tariffs. There's tariffs on American products in Canada, and there is tariffs for Canadian products here in America. There is tariffs everywhere. In Ireland, there is massive tariffs on absolutely everything that comes in from the UK. Huge tariffs, massive markups. So you know what you can do when you're giving out and you're complaining and moaning about the tariffs? Everywhere is doing it. Everybody is doing it. And if we're offering a special service to different countries around the world, then yes, of course, there's going to be a tariff on it. You're not going to give, if you're good at something, you don't do it for free. I got a text message in. I'm going to read it out. I like these kind of text messages. Just going to read it out now, out loud. Odi, you were off the air for a while. I was. We love listening to your voice. You are the sexiest host on News Talk 98.9. WRD, the voice of the Carolinas. Yeah. Sexiest host, what can I say? Yeah, baby. My head is just a little bit bigger at the minute. Don't care. I am the sexiest host. It's there. It's in black and white. Oh, yeah. You lucky people. Look at you looking at me on the stream. You know, soaking in all of the Odi. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh. John, your wife clearly has absolutely fantastic taste. Hello, John's wife. How are you? It gets warm in here. On the stream, Nikki, apparently Rebecca wants to be friendly with you. Rebecca could be a bot. Not saying they're not. It could be. Rebecca, are you a bot? Like a robot? I have some bots come on and they talk to me.
Your home painted again? Call Rhino Shield now, and you can just forget about it. Visit RhinoShieldCarolina.com. That's RhinoShieldCarolina.com, and you'll never have to paint your home again.
I had a shave this morning, kind of there, and I'm just a little bit itchy, and a zit right there. Right there. Yeah. These things happen, I suppose. Need to do that one. I'll do that one. Look so perfect standing there in my American underwear.
How about a pizza / landscaping business? Dough and Mo.
She can keep it. Don't like corned beef and cabbage.
Interact on the Common Sense Retirement.
So here's the thing. I don't know what's after happening in the last couple of minutes, but on the text line and on the stream line, I'm getting offers of marriage and of telling me I'm a beautiful looking man. I'm okay. I'm going to take it. I am going to take it. No problem at all. It's a nice thing to hear. It is a lovely thing to hear every now and again. But yeah. Not reading that one out. Cannot read that one out. That's none of your business. None of your business whatsoever. On the text line, Common Sense Retirement Planning text line. Odi, absolutely love your show. No disrespect. None taken. Think that's so you're not disrespecting the other people. Don't worry. Listen. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this with pride. I am the best, the 100% best Irish person on News Talk 98.9 the show. Jim has been on to me and he says, just mention Kerry. Oh, hold on. We can do that. We can just pop this button here and then I can do this and I can mention Kerrygold, real Irish butter. If you're going to have potatoes, you want to mash them, or you're just going to eat them the way they are, you will need to use some Kerrygold, real Irish butter, before Ireland slaps a load of tariffs on. Oh, yeah. Listen. There's a little bit of giddiness in the studio tonight because, as you know, tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day. And us Irish people get a little bit kind of St. Patrick's Day. What have we got? We'll drop the Irish music. We'll drop the inspirational Irish music. Got another stream. Odi, just listening to you in the car driving home from work. I didn't know you were on YouTube. Awesome. Thank you so much for tuning in. Really, really thank you for tuning in. Anybody else, if you want to see what the Irish guy looks like, I am live on the stream. I'm covered in blue today for some reason. I don't know why. I will be wearing green tomorrow. And I believe that there is a thing here in America that if you're not wearing green, and I've experienced, well, I've never experienced it on St. Patrick's Day because I always wear green. Always have on St. Patrick's Day. But apparently, if you don't, you get pinched. Now, we here at News Talk 98.9 WORD do not condone the pinching of people not wearing green, but I think it's funny. Let's get back to the show. United States Customs and Border Protection have awarded a construction company $70 million contract to extend the border wall near Hidalgo City County in Texas. Contract is the first of President Trump's second term. and it gives the construction company building 7 more miles of wall to close critical openings. Border Patrol admits that legal border crossings, it's going to impede the legal border crossings and smuggling activities from the Rio Grande Valley, common entry point for undocumented crossings. Former President Joe Biden, remember that guy? Remember me? There's going to be a wall, and we're going to stop people from coming into Canada because they're going to take all of our vanilla. It doesn't matter. Yeah, people coming from England trying to get into Canada for Hunter's laptop, I think. Remember that guy? What's he doing now? Listen. I know I have a bit of fun at Joe Biden, but I hope he's retiring and I hope he's sitting somewhere and he's eating ice cream and he's got a blanket around him. What happened? What the government were doing to him? What his people were doing to him? What is it called? The administration, Joe Biden's administration. What they did to him was cruelty to the elders. He did not know what was happening. He didn't know what was going on. I'm not going to talk about it tonight, but I just hope he's doing well and you're getting some ice cream. Okay, just getting some ice cream. The Trump administration are going in efforts to secure the southern border. Now, here's the thing. Yes, I do think that I need to start calling the show "Here's the Thing," but this is what I've talked about before. If you had neighbors that were doing bad stuff to your house, you're going to build a wall, right? Am I right? You're going to build a wall. You're going to stop them from coming into your yard. You're not going to move because, I mean, it could be your dream house. You're not going to move your house. You're not. So you're going to build a wall. You're going to get the wall done. Every time an illegal comes into the country, yes, I know this is the land of opportunity. It is the home of the brave, home of the free. But there has to be some little boundaries. If you're going to come into the country, and I've said this before and I will say it again, probably because I am a legal immigrant, I am a legal alien, that's what we're called, and I came into the country the right way. And if you don't do it, then suffer the consequences. Suffer the consequences. On the text line, Odi, just play some bagpipes. The funeral team, it's sad, but respectful. Oh, for Joe. Yeah, see, the bagpipes are not Irish. They're not. The bagpipes come from Scotland. Now, we don't mind. We don't mind because Irish people do not take offense. We just don't. We don't. For things that Irish people don't do, we don't hold a grudge. We don't. Now, we're very quick to anger. I mean, we all have red hair. Well, a lot of us have red hair. And it's been said that we have a wee bit of a temper. Okay. Irish have a little bit of temper. Yes, we do. And there is a stereotype that we like to have a little bit of alcohol. Well, I defeat the stereotype straight away because I don't drink alcohol at all. But there is a stereotype that we do. And, we have a temper. We do. But we're very easy to forgive. We are extremely easy to forgive. Ask my wife all about that. Yeah. And when the temper happens, she just looks at me, she says, "Stop being Irish," and then she'll walk away. And then about 30 seconds later, my temper will just disappear. And I'll be like, "Sorry." She'll be like, "Yeah, I know you're sorry." Yeah. On the text line, somebody says, "Odi, happy corned beef and cabbage day." Okay. Gonna have a little bit of a conversation about this. I've got a couple of minutes before the news. I'm going to say it. We don't eat corned beef and cabbage. Corned beef and cabbage is not. I'm just going to put it out there. Corned beef and cabbage is not an Irish meal. Nope. We do eat cabbage. Cabbage is nice. And when we come back from the news, I'm going to be going through a few different bits and pieces about Irish food. And I'm going to be telling you a little bit about St. Patrick, and I'm going to be telling you a little bit about another very famous saint. And I would nearly go so far to say even a more famous saint than Saint Patrick. I'm just going to put it out there. Great name, this guy. But Irish people, we do not. It is not a common Irish food. Bacon and cabbage is not, or sorry, not bacon and cabbage, corned beef and cabbage. It is not a big Irish meal. We don't eat it. Corned beef and cabbage originated in New York, I believe. It was when a lot of Irish people immigrated over to America first. This is back in the late 1800s and the early 1900s. Well, the mid 1800s and 1700s, 1776 is when America was born, I suppose. But no, there was a lot of Irish people came. A lot of Irish people, as you heard the Donald saying earlier on, a lot of Irish people built the country, and yeah, we did, and but we don't hold a grudge. We don't. This is common knowledge, but some of the very first slaves to come to America were Irish. If you don't believe me, look it up. Go on and just look up Irish slaves in America, and that's Ireland built a lot of America. Irish people did, and yeah, but no, we're happy to be here. We're happy in the knowledge that we're a loved country. We love that fact. Odi, corned beef is awful. There you go. I agree with you. And cabbage is best made into coleslaw. Yeah, no, I like coleslaw. Odi, today Kerrygold is number one butter brand in Ireland. It's not. It's because it's not called Kerrygold in Ireland. It's I cannot remember the name of it, but it's not called Kerrygold. There is Kerrygold in Ireland. It's the Kerrygold Group. But it is number one brand in Ireland, the cheddar brand in Germany, but number two butter brand in the US. Well, I mean, it's expensive. I mean, it's good. Don't get me wrong, it's good, but it's just a little bit expensive, Kerrygold butter. When I come back, we're going to go to the news in a couple of minutes, but when I come back, you may as well get all of your Irish questions into me. All of them. And I'm not going to teach you how to speak Irish. I can speak it, but I'm not going to teach you how to speak it because some of the words, even though they're not rude words, when they are heard by English listening ears, they sound very bold and very naughty. I'm not going to say it, but look up on your Google Translator, look up the Irish word for word. You know, the word, like a word for word. Does that make sense? Look up the Irish word for word. And it's not pronounced how it looks. It's pronounced naughty. News Talk 98.9, WRD. Get your Irish questions into me. Here come the messages. Oh, I like that song. Willie Peace, tomato. Is that what you're looking for? Scotland, Ireland, tomato. Oh yeah. No, there's a big difference between Scotland and Ireland. We look the same and we talk the same and we act the same and we fight the same and we're all the same, but it's not the same. It's not the same. Not the same. It's close. It's not the same. John says, we have beer and pretzels and we got some mashed taters. We like to have some of them mashed taters. You get some of them taters, right? You get them and you boil them in a pot, boil them in a pot, and then you pour all the hot water out, and you just got your hot taters inside. Then you get one of them mashing sticks. You want to mash it, and you mash them taters. That's what you do. You boil taters, and then you pour out water and you mash the taters. Then you put in some butter, like Kerrygold Irish butter, nice butter. I like that butter. Put in that butter. And then you gotta go, squishy. And you make mashed taters. And you put in some milk. Put in some good Irish milk, good cow milk. And you get, what you gotta do? What you gotta do is you gotta get them taters, and you're gonna get your milk and your butter, and you're gonna put in some salt and pepper. That's what you're gonna do. Salt, pepper. Mm. And that there is some good eating. Tell you what. Mm. John knows. John knows. We got mashed taters. Tell you what. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. I can't read it out.
I'm Candace Long with Lessons in the Latter Days, giving biblical commentary on the times that we're living in. Join me Sunday mornings from 7 to 8 on News Talk 98.9 WORD. Everybody on our side deserves some time to celebrate after what we've been through. We did not win yesterday. No. We earned the right to get on the battle yesterday. Right, sir?
I have a feeling that this next segment is going to get ever so slightly naughty. It's just going to turn into one of those segments, and it's just going to be like, oh man. Uh, oh, it's going to get bold. And you're very welcome back. Cade Mila Volta. 1,000 welcomes, that means. That means 1,000 welcomes. And some people are on the text line. Text line, Common Sense Retirement Planning text, and get your questions into me now. 800 905 0989. 800 905 0989. Get your Irish questions into the leprechaun now. Speaking of leprechauns, Odi, what's the deal with them darn leprechauns? What do you mean, what's the deal with? Don't be talking bad about the leprechauns. Leprechauns will come and get you. Before the ad break, I happen to mention, now a lot of people don't realize that there is actually an Irish language. Yes, there is. It is one of the oldest languages in the world, apart from a few of the African languages. The Irish language is one of the oldest languages in the world. 100%. Look it up. And I asked people if they wanted to, there's a reason that Irish people talk the way we talk. And if they wanted to go onto the Google Translator and translate from English to Irish the word word. WORD, word, okay? And it would pop up a word, and the way it's spelt is not the way it's pronounced. In Ireland, the letter O has a U sound. And I'm not going to say anything more after that, but it explains a lot. It explains a lot. Odie, Kerrygold butter, I would eat it all day long, inside and out. Inside and out. Okay. Now, someone was talking about cabbage needs to be made into coleslaw. I will talk about that in a couple of minutes. But before I do, the reason for the season, because it is the Irish season, and as Uncle Donny said earlier on, it is Irish Heritage Month. We're all Irish. Everybody's Irish. Everybody has a little bit of Irish in them. Yeah, we do. St. Patrick. He was born in Roman Britain. Okay, so he was actually born in Wales. They think. They're not 100% sure. He was born in the late 4th century. He was kidnapped at the age of 16 and taken to Ireland as a slave. He was then put into a field where he was a shepherd. Yeah, St. Patrick was a shepherd originally. He escaped and he went back to England, back to the UK, but he returned in about 432. That was a year, not the time. It could have been a time as well. He could have arrived back in Ireland at about 4:30 in the afternoon. But he converted people because he had converted to Christianity when he went back into England, because, as you know, the Roman Catholics were, they were knocking around. What was that guy? There was a guy 2,000 years ago, very famous guy, Jesus. Yeah, Romans killed him, but then they took up his Roman Catholic. Yeah, and Patrick was converted to Christianity, and he decided that he was going to convert the Irish heathens. Because remember, back in the 4th century, the Irish people, late 4th century, early 5th century, Irish people were godless heathens. They used to worship many different pagan gods. There was the god of water, and he was Ishka. There was the god of fire, was Chinna. There was the god of the sun, which was Wee. There was lots of different gods. They worshipped them, and Patrick decided, well, I think that you should only worship one God. You should worship Jesus and his daddy up in heaven, God, the big G, one guy. And what he did was he picked up a shamrock. And this is, you may not realize why the shamrock is one of the symbols of Ireland, but it's from St. Patrick. And the reason is that you have 3 leaves on one plant. So if you take one little, the little shamrock thing, it's got the little 3 heart-shaped leaves on one stem. The way he did it was he represented the Holy Trinity, God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit, or the Spirit, into one. So you have 3 leaves, the 3 leaves of God the Father, he was one leaf. God the Son, is Jesus, he was on another leaf. And then you have God the Holy Spirit, which I'm not too sure what he is, but you've got the 3 in one. Listen, I'm not a theologist, but that's what Patrick used to represent 3 beings in one. So that's why the shamrock, if you didn't know, that's why the shamrock is one of the symbols of Ireland. The other symbol of Ireland is the harp. Now, the last High King of Ireland was a guy by the name of Brian Boru. He was the last High King of Ireland. There was lots of kings in Ireland, and they were all ruled by one king. So every town, every village had a king, and there was bigger villages had bigger kings, and then there was a few counties and they had kings. And then the High King, who was the governing king over all of Ireland, was a guy called Brian Boru. And apparently he was an absolutely fantastic harpist. He used to play the harp. So that's why his harp is the symbol of Ireland. His harp is the real symbol of Ireland, and the shamrock is an extra symbol of Ireland. On the text line, Odi, did St. Patrick also drive the snakes out of Ireland? Yes, he did. I think he used an SUV. Not 100% sure. There was a lot of them. And it was really cool when he drove the snakes out of Ireland, because he managed to drive their fossils out of Ireland as well. Yeah, there was no snakes fossils, no bones, nothing. Like even the dead ones, he managed to get them out of the country as well. So that's really cool. Thanks for that, Patrick. It was a good deal. The very first, where would you think that the very first Irish parade, St. Patrick's Day parade, where would you think that it was held? I'm going to give you a minute. Get your answers into me on the Common Sense Retirement Planning Test at 800-905-0989. Where do you think that the very first Irish St. Patrick's Day parade was held? Now, St. Patrick died roughly around the 17th of March, 461. And before I tell you where the first parade was, did you know that there was another very famous saint associated with St. Patrick? Yes, there was. Very famous saint. a beautiful saint. Actually, one of the best. I would imagine that he was, if not one of the best saints, the best saint. Yes, the best saint. And that was a beautiful. He was such a handsome man. He was he was gorgeous. You know, he had long flowing red locks, and he had a beautiful beard and a few tattoos on his body as well. Um, Saint Odrin. Yes, Saint Odrin. He used to hang around with Saint Patrick. It's my namesake. I was named after Saint Odrin. A lot of Irish people are named after saints. I was named after Saint Odrin, and he was Saint Patrick's chariot driver. He used to drive his chariot around, or a cart. You know, he used to go from town to town on a cart. Couldn't be walking. Ireland, it's not a massive country, but it's not tiny. You know, take a long time to walk everywhere. So Saint Odrin was Saint Patrick's chariot driver, and he actually saved. This is how he became a saint, because he gave up his life for Saint Patrick. And I, honestly, seriously, if you do not believe me, go on to the Google machine and just type in Saint Odrin, and you'll see. He looks like me as well. He's a beautiful looking man, and and you can have a little look. And he was chariot driver, and he stopped Saint Patrick from being assassinated. So what he done was he heard about this assassination attempt coming into one of the villages in Ireland, and he said to Patrick before they got in there, he said, "Here, Paddy, come here, come here, come here. I want to have a chat with you. I want to have a chat with you. Take off your clothes there." And Patrick looked at him and said, "Dude, I'm not into that." And he's like, "No, no, 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 seriously, change your clothes with me, because apparently, you know, like when we get into the next town, they're going to want to kill you, because, well, they don't like what you're doing. They don't like your teachings." And Patrick said to St. Odrin, he was like, "Are you serious?" He was like, "Yeah, no, no, seriously, 100%. Tell you, just take your clothes off there, and you put on my clothes, I'll put on your clothes. And when you're doing that, just drive the chariot as well. I'll pretend I'm you. And look, whatever's going to happen, it'll happen." But sure, lo and behold, wouldn't you believe that the villagers decided they weren't just going to have a stern word with him. No, no, no. They weren't going to have it. They weren't going to have a chat from him. Um, they were going to kill him. So there's poor old Saint Odrin with the good clothes on. You know, he had the big hat, big pointy hat, and the big stack, and the green, you know, jacket and stuff. You know, he dressed like he was heading out on the town. He was going to go doing a bit of preaching. And Saint Odrin was killed. He was martyred. Oh yeah, 100%. I like to think that I do the same thing. You know, on the text line, Odie, where did the Irish come from? Ireland, probably. Oh yeah, the first parade, 17th of March, 1762, 1762, in New York City. It was organized by Irish soldiers serving in the British Army, and a celebration of their Irish heritage. So tomorrow, excuse me, is St. Patrick's Day. So yeah, everybody that says New York was the first place, you're dead right, 100%. Odie, why is the flag of Ireland green, white, and gold? Green represents the Republic of Ireland is our color. It's the green. The orange represents Northern Ireland, because William of Orange, he was a leader who kind of instigated the separation of Ireland. So the orange represents the north 6 counties, and the white represents the peace between the two states, between Ireland and the north of Ireland. That's why the Irish flag that you see flying, is green, white, and gold. Then we have the presidential standard. That's another Irish flag. It's not flown as much, but the president of Ireland uses it. And that is a blue flag with a gold harp on the front of it. That's the presidential standard. It's kind of the official Irish flag, but everybody uses the green, white, and gold. When I come back, more Irish. Why not? For the day that's in it. You're listening to News Talk 98.9 WRD, the voice of the leprechauns. Excuse me. I burped.
Terrorists swatted. Hear the Terror Show weekday mornings on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas. Straight Talk with Bill Free.
Americans are very, very free. When we're left to our own devices, we get along with each other with no issues whatsoever. Black and white, Hispanic, Asian, whatever. We get along, we learn to work together, we have no issues, we recreate, we do all these things together, we do them well, and then when we're actually doing things like building things, we build great things, or we used to. Now we're between the reliance on things made overseas and the reliance on people coming over here illegally. Most of the stuff we buy, like, when was the last time you bought a major appliance that's going to last 10 years? All that planned obsolescence is baked in. And that's because of all the palms that have been greased over the course of time to make sure that Americans didn't build it. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired.
Straight Talk with Bill Frady. Now weekdays noon to 3.
News Talk 98.9
WORD.
the voice.
See an ad on the TV there for sauna. I would like a sauna at my house. I think I could deal with a sauna. Bam, 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 bam.
Encrypt your online traffic. Reduce the risk of phishing, scams, and malware with NordVPN's Threat Protection Pro. Get the special birthday deal at NordVPN.com. Additional terms apply. NordVPN.
Does your current trophy wife want a life insurance policy 3 times the size of your previous mistakes? Relax and call Big Blue, a term provider. Big Blue says if you're in your 50s, even a bit porky, a $1 million term life policy should only cost about $200 to $300 per month. Call Big Blue at 800-529-2856. Remember,
And you're very welcome back to the last segment of this, The Irish Show. Oh, yeah. I'm going full Irish tonight. Now, listen, before I get into the last segment, I'm going to do what I do every single week. Remember, if you are having a little bit of a hard time at the minute, if you're struggling, if you feel that life is just getting just a little bit too hard for you, if it's getting on top of you, there's help out there. There's always help out there. And yes, I talk about it on every single show. I'm going to talk about it now. I know we're having fun. We're having great fun here on your Sunday night, but not everybody is in an absolutely fantastic place at the minute. So if you need help with anything in life, if you think life is just getting a little bit too hard, just getting a little bit on top of you, don't worry. Everybody at some stage has had issues, problems, and they've gotten help, because help is available to everybody. It is out there. You can call the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline on 988. I will say that again. It is the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline on 988. Give them a call. Somebody is ready waiting to take your call. If you feel you don't want to talk to them, if you feel that you can't talk to them, sometimes the hardest thing in the world to do is to talk to somebody. Believe me, trust me on this one. Sometimes hardest thing in the world to do is talk, make the words come out of your mouth. You can text. You can text to the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline 988, and somebody is ready to help. somebody is willing to help. So please, if you're struggling, please, 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 I say it every week and I'm going to say it again, ask for help. Help is there and it is available to you. Now, we've been talking all about Ireland and Irish things because, as you know, tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day. It is the day when everybody puts on green, goes for a few beers, and has a lot of fun. Excuse me. And I'm just looking at the TV here beside me, and the Leprechaun is going to be playing in a while, so I might watch that when I get home. And we're going to have fun for the last couple of minutes of the show. Now, somebody earlier on said to me, Odi, why do you not like cabbage? Cabbage is good. Sometimes cabbage might have to go into coleslaw. Well, here's something different. If you're going to have some cabbage, why not try some Colcannon? Okay. Colcannon is an Irish. I'm going to go through a few little Irish, not menus, but a couple of. I'm going to make myself hungry before I go home. There's a few Irish meals, and they're lovely. Colcannon is one of them. Okay. What you do is you make your mashed potatoes. Don't forget to use Kerrygold Irish butter, milk, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper if you want. But then you get some cabbage. Okay. You cook the cabbage, whatever way you need to cook cabbage, boil the cabbage, however you cook your cabbage, boil cabbage normally. Chop it up very finely, strain out the water, and then mix that cabbage that has been cooked into your Colcannon, into your mashed potatoes. Put a little bit of garlic into it as well if you want. Spice it up a little bit. If you want to put more spice into it, you can. But that's a little Irish staple. That keeps you warm. It's called Colcannon. It's pretty much mashed potatoes and cabbage, because we don't really eat corned beef and cabbage. Irish stew can be made from lamb, can be made from beef. You can have a lamb stew, you can have a beef stew. You can have a Guinness stew. So it's a stew, but you put Guinness into it as well. There's normally carrots and parsnips and some potatoes. I mean, look, it's Ireland. There's going to be potatoes in it. If you like cooking or baking, is there any I'm looking right at you. Yeah. Oh yeah. You might like to bake some Irish bread. Well, you can bake some Irish soda bread. It's brown bread. It's a lovely brown bread. I might make some when I get home because I'll be awake for an hour. It takes about an hour to make. Might make some, have it for my food for my lunch tomorrow. A bit of Irish soda bread. And you can look online. Just look online how to make Irish soda bread. There's lots of little ingredients. I think it's a wheat bread. I'm not too sure about that. Cottage pie, which is very similar to shepherd's pie. Shepherd's pie has beef in it. I don't know why it has beef, because it's shepherd's pie. You think it would have lamb or sheep in it. Now, here's one that I really like. It's called Boxty, Boxty. Now, it's a traditional Irish potato pancake. It's a must try. If you're visiting Ireland, do, or even if you're here in America and you want to make some Boxty, Boxty, look it up. It is mashed potatoes made into a little potato cake. You throw some onions into it. You put some, what is it? Shallots. I think it's shallots. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and it kind of holds itself together. You can use egg wash if you want to, and you can put it all together. You fry it up on the pan. You can make them thick, you can make them thin. It's kind of like hash browns, but just so much better. It is absolutely amazing. You can do that, and that's really good. You can try that tomorrow. Wouldn't be Ireland unless we had potato soup. But it's just like it sounds. It's making soup out of potatoes. You put rich cream into it as well. Am I making you hungry? Because I'm making me hungry. Another Irish speciality is an Irish coffee. Now, this one is not for the over 21s because it's coffee and it's got whiskey in it. So you make your coffee as you normally would, make it black coffee, and then you put in 2 or 3 spoons of sugar, right? So you make hot water, put in the coffee, 2 or 3 spoons of sugar. You put a shot of whiskey, or a good Irish shot of whiskey. If you're watching on the stream, a shot of whiskey, all right? And you stir it all up, and you get it all mixed together, and it's lovely. And then you get some fresh cream, fresh whipped cream, and you put a layer of cream across the top of it. It floats on the surface. That's a good coffee right there. That's an Irish coffee. You can have the Irish apple cake, which is an Irish apple cake is pretty much an apple pie, but it's lovely. And then we get to Odie's favorite dish from Ireland. 100% I would eat it every single day if I could, but if I did, I would probably be about 500 pounds. It is the full Irish breakfast. And you're wondering what's the difference? Well, the full Irish breakfast is pork sausage, You normally have about 2 of them on your plate. Now it's not a spicy sausage. It's a pork sausage. It's completely different from any sausage that you've tasted here. Unless you've been to Ireland, you don't really know what an Irish pork sausage is. You're going to have some rashers. Rashers are kind of like bacon, and they smell amazing. They're normally hickory, hickory smoked. And it's like bacon, except thicker. You know the way bacon is streaky? Like bacon is thin. I'll tell you exactly what it's like. It's like if somebody got a strip of bacon, American bacon, and they put a little bit of Canadian bacon on the side of it, stuck it onto the side of it with, food glue. And that's what rashers are. It's the 2 bacons together. And then we come on to the mushrooms. Got to have mushrooms. Got to have remember I was talking about the soda bread earlier on. You're going to fry that. Oh yeah, you're going to fry it up. And then you're going to put some black and white pudding on the plate. Now, black pudding, I'm going to say it to you, is fried pig's blood mixed in with a few other bits of barley, grain. Your white pudding, it's the same thing. It's just made to look white. And I'm getting hungry now. You put that on the plate, a fried egg. None of this sunny side up. Sunny side up is great, but no, don't worry about it. Fried egg, a few beans, baked beans, tomato, down the hatch. It is amazing. Thank you so much to everybody who tuned in. Remember, I do this show for you. Don't forget, Joey is here tomorrow morning. Live, a little bit dangerous, 5 o'clock. Tara kicks off at 6 o'clock. And we go into Mike, Bill Frady, and of course, we wrap up the day with my friend, and yours, Mr. Charity James. Have an amazing St. Patrick's Day tomorrow. Lá Féile Pádraig, which means Happy St. Patrick's Day. I will talk to you next week. Be safe. Don't drink too much. Enjoy tomorrow. Slán Abhaile. Bye. That was a horrible, horrible, horrible comment that some texter just texted into me. Anyway. Okay, streamers, have an absolutely fantastic day tomorrow, and I will talk to you next week. Slán Abhaile. Bye.